Please welcome from way down under, YouTube's hottest late night host, Lou! Late night with Lou!
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Bésame mucho.
Hello. Welcome. Wonderful to have you. Out of this world to have you with us. I had no idea you were here. Would you give me just one moment? Just one moment. Don't go anywhere. Lou will be right back. Despicabus? Despicabus! Yes, dear. Demon Boy cameraman. We're filming? Yes, that's right, dear Demon Boy cameraman. You forgot all about it to tell Lou that we had started filming. Now, Despicabus, we've been through this before. That's right. That's right. All right. Well, I hope so. You know, Despicabus, I know you're only of angelic rank, but there are millions of human beings on Earth who've got this skill down. You know what I mean? They let the performer know when the camera is rolling. All right, yes, all is forgiven. Go back to your asbestos milkshake. I know you enjoy them. Well, as I was saying, what was I saying the last time when we left each other? Oh yes, we were talking about the woman. The woman. The woman of Genesis 3:15, who will crush the head of the snake. The woman of Revelation 12, who is clothed with the sun and gives birth to the Son, who is snatched up to heaven and does war with the great red dragon. The woman. Once again, wanting to earn your trust, I bring you some official documents. Documents of the Second Vatican Council from the 1960s in Rome. About the woman of Genesis 3:15 and Revelation 12. The books of the Old Testament describe the history of salvation by which the coming of Christ into the world was slowly prepared. The earliest documents, as they are read in the church and are understood in the light of a further and full revelation, bring the figure of a woman, mother of the Redeemer, into a gradually clearer light. Considered in this light, she is already prophetically foreshadowed in the promise of victory over the serpent, which was given to our first parents after their fall into sin. Likewise, she is the virgin who shall conceive and bear a son, whose name shall be called Emmanuel. That's quoting Isaiah, as I'm sure you know. She stands out among the poor and the humble of the Lord, who confidently hope for and receive salvation from him. After a long period of waiting, the times are fulfilled in her, the exalted daughter of Zion, and the new plan of salvation is established, when the Son of God has taken human nature from her, that he might, in the mysteries of his flesh, free men and women from sin. Rightly, therefore, the fathers see Mary not merely as passively engaged by God, but as freely cooperating in the work of man's grace through faith and obedience. For, as St. Irenaeus says, she, being obedient, became the cause of salvation for herself and for the whole human race. Hence, not a few of the early fathers gladly assert with him in their preaching the knot of Eve's disobedience was untied by Mary's obedience. What the Virgin Eve bound through her disbelief, the Virgin Mary loosened by her faith. Comparing Mary with Eve, they call her Mother of the Living, and frequently the church fathers claim death through Eve, life through Mary. Not done. Almost, not quite. This is important. Mary has by grace been exalted above all the what? Angels and human beings, to a place second only to her Son as the most holy Mother of God, who was involved in the mysteries of Christ, and she is rightly honored in the church. From earliest times, the Blessed Virgin is honored under the title Mother of God, whose protection the faithful take refuge together in prayer in all their perils and needs. Accordingly, following the Council of Ephesus, and it goes on and on and on. That's in the document on the church, in case you're interested. So, this creature, this human creature, outranks all the angels, not just all the human beings, but all the angels. This is now the greatest creature. Oh, one moment. Sorry. Demonia. Yes, of course, darling. Dawn in Monte Carlo. Aha. Rupert, Luz, and the kids all asleep on the low yacht. Some of them even in staterooms. Trixie, too, crashed on the low yacht. And Victor. He didn't go back to his own yacht? Well, it was such a drunken night, he probably did well to stay with the Lows. Yes. And the young people are sacked out across both yachts, both Lows, the Lows yacht, and Victor's. Nobody drowned. No, and all that cavorting and reveling the night before. Yes, and the guardian demons are very happy with themselves for all the sexual sin and substance abuse and that sort of thing. Garden variety stuff. You did well to stay with the adults. But no, sin is sin, and we'll take it any way we can get it. And so everyone's planning on a come-as-you-are brunch around noon, or 1 or 2, or whenever everyone wakes up and feels like eating. Sounds good. Sounds good, my dear. Listen, I've got to cut away for our special report tonight. So be in touch, and we'll talk again soon. All right. Yes, of course, darling. Smooches. We'll have a further report from Monte Carlo in the next episode, but right now I've got something special for you. It's a feature of our program that I'm quite proud of. It is a focus on youth, let's say. You know, the youth are very important to us down here, and we don't want to in any way neglect them or their needs. We have, in fact, a youth correspondent. His name is Juvenis. And you might say, oh, I don't know. Juvenis is a tempter of teens. He's quite talented. We're going to cut away to Juvenis for a report on how the corruption of youth is going, which we saw such a great example of last night in the Mediterranean between 2 luxury yachts in Nice Harbor. Juvenis, it's all yours.
Lou, do I have an update for you? Have you heard of social media? So social media it's on the internet where anyone can say anything about anything. And so people like to share about their life, but they only share like the best parts of their life. And so it makes it look like everyone is having a great life. And then really they go home and they don't have a great life, but they see everyone else has a great life. And so it causes so much anxiety and so much stress. And now everyone feels like they're competing for happiness. And I love it because everyone pretends like they're happy, but then they go home and they realize that there's a lot of things that they're not happy about. and it makes them feel even worse because they think everyone else is super happy and super awesome and super amazing. But nobody really is, and so it makes everyone feel super bad. So I really like social media. People always lie, and people always might fake things. And my favorite part is this thing that they call Twitter. They don't call it that anymore. Now it's just X, but everyone still calls it Twitter. So on Twitter, I can go on there and I can say whatever I want. I can say like, hey everyone, did you know Jesus is not real? He was completely fake and they made him up. And then all these people will say like, yeah, stranger person, I agree with you. And they'll share my thoughts with everyone else. They don't care about the history. They don't care about archaeology. They don't care about science. They just believe whatever I say. And so anyone can go on and just pretend and lie, and it creates this whole fake world that everyone thinks is real. And so it causes them so much stress and anxiety to see that everyone else is living in this fake world when really nobody is happy at all. So it's a little confusing still, but I'm happy with it. I like how it's going. So I think that as long as people keep using social media and just pretending and lying about everything and worrying about how others are living their lives, I think they're all in good hands. So that's the real big update up here. Right now, I'm trying to get into the mind of some of those adolescents, the younger ones that are just starting to use social media. I want to see if I can get them even earlier, so that way they're already poisoned by the time they get to social media. So we're just hoping it trickles down. So I'll give you more updates when I can. But thanks. I'm having a great time up here.
Splendid, Euvenice. Simply splendid. So proud of you. We don't neglect the youth down here. And Euvenice is our special emissary, our special ambassador to the teens and the 20-somethings. And we will be hearing more from him as Late Night with Lou progresses. But if you'll excuse me at the moment, I'm due at the Presidential Palace in Moscow. Osatrova and skullduggery afoot. We'll see you next time. Good to have had you with us, and meanwhile, take bad care and don't do anything that Lou wouldn't do.